Hello friends, this is Rick, and in this video I will be teaching you about the Sicilian defense. The Sicilian defense is played by black, and it's a very famous defense against the popular opening e4. So the e4 is just gaining the space over in the center. The most common is e5, but in this video we will be focusing on the move c5. Before starting the video, please note that in this video I will be not covering the variations. We will be going that in the other videos. In this video I will be going over only the theory, the main theory of the Sicilian defense. So what this move does, I have highlighted by the arrow that it just controls that square and stops any further d4 push. From here, white just wants to play the d4 and he plays knight to f3, strengthening the d4. We play d6, strengthening our pawn chain. As you can see, there are 3 pawns now in the line. And black can now play d4, and we would just capture the d4 pawn, and he would capture with his knight. So from here there are 2 variations. One, he can capture with his knight, that's the main line, or he can capture with the queen, that's a Chekhova variation, which we will be discussing in the later videos. The main line continues with knight cross d4, after which we can just play e5, but that's just too much weakening the d4 pawn, the d pawn, and thus we would play knight to f6, attacking the pawn on e4. Now it's a very good chance for white to develop a piece by knight to c3, so defending the pawn on e4. And now the 3 main variations which I have highlighted by the arrows, and the 3 we will be discussing in detail in the later videos. In this video we will be just going over the ideas. So the first variation is the classical variation, which starts with knight to f6. The idea is very simple. Now we would just capture the centralized knight of the white and just have a good center, and wreck the great center control established by white. This would just pin the knight to the king, or a move like this would just exert pressure on this f7 square. Let's go back. So another variation is called the dragon variation, which is played after pawn to g6. Pawn to g6, the idea is very simple. We just want to bring a bishop here, flank it, and then castle on the king side. So let's say a move like bishop c4, we would just bring a bishop here and then castle on the king side. And it's a very good defense established by black, and thus this is a winning game. We can see it very easily. So you would say that none of the pieces of the black are developed further than the 6th rank, but you would see that white has its good center control, but he has nothing much to do. What he can do? He can develop his other bishop, he can just castle on the king side, but what would he do then? He has no good threats or attacks. Let's go back. So the third variation is the knight dash variation, which starts with a6. So you would say, what's the great move about this? Yes, the great move about this move is that it blocks the bishop, this move. So it's a great move. And further we are threatening to push the b pawn as well. So it is stopping the outposts of both the knight and the bishop diagonal. So it's just weakening black's attack too much. Yes, it's a defensive move, but it has a lot of ideas behind it. And in the Sicilian defense, white usually castles on the queen side and black in the king side. So there are a lot of fireworks in the board, and thus feint doing the bishop like in the dragon can be very difficult for black to sustain sometimes, because this means white just exchanges of the bishop, and it's again very weak, because feint bishop in front of the king is very strong. But if that bishop is ever exchanged, then it is a very very weak structure. So the knight off is just stopping it. In the knight off, we just want to push the other b pawn and the e pawn one step, so that we are building strong structures. We would develop our bishop and both the bishops towards the center, not flank to them, or rather we can just flank to the light squared bishop. Then we would castle on the king side, and then we would just attack with the queen right there. And it's a very very good game for, you would say, black. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you like this video. There are upcoming videos I'll be showing you about all this variation in details. And with this hope, please like and subscribe to my channel if you like this video, and stay tuned for my further videos by clicking on the bell icon. So thank you and bye bye.